Hello, EVSP 504 Fisheries Management classmates. My name is Bobby, and for this video assignment on the relationship of dams and fisheries, I selected 6 dams on the north side of Mount Hood in Oregon. These dams sit between the peak of Mount Hood and the Columbia River at the Oregon and Washington state border. The 2 dams on the Columbia River at Bonneville Lock and Dam and the Dalles Lock and Dam both are owned and operated by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. The 4 dams on Mount Hood are Crow Creek Reservoir, owned by the Oregon City, the Dalles; Clear Branch Creek Dam, owned by the Oregon town of Hood River; Clear Branch, owned by the Middle Fork Irrigation District; and Bull Run Lake Dam, owned by the Oregon town of Troutdale. I selected this study location because it is an area that is full of beauty that locals embrace and visitors awe over. The area is rich in history, and its inhabitants, from the tiniest microbe to the tallest mountain and among the great food chain, have all faced many struggles throughout their lifetime. Some of the anadromous inhabitants of this study area linked to fisheries are white sturgeon, scientifically named Achipenser transmontanus; Pacific lamprey, often called eel by the local Native Americans; and 5 species of salmon. The salmon are Chinook, scientifically called Oncorhynchus chaicha; coho, scientifically called Oncorhynchus casuch; Saikai, scientifically called Oncorhynchus nerca; chum, scientifically called Oncorhynchus keta; and steelhead, scientifically called Oncorhynchus micus. The salmon, sturgeon, and lamprey have been a staple in this region pre-America settlement of the Great West. Native Americans have and still uphold traditional beliefs that food and water are always matters of survival and of spiritual well-being. Of the 6 dams in my study area, Bonneville Dam was the first built in the 1930s. The Dalles came next in the 1950s, and the other 4 were built in the 1960s. The Oregon Encyclopedia states, the original plans for Bonneville, submitted in 1931, included fishways with cost estimates. The anadromous fish runs on the Columbia River do have the hurdle of getting over dams like Bonneville and the Dalles, but not all dams in this region have fish passages. As the salmon, lamprey, and sturgeon navigate throughout these waters, and especially the Columbia River and its tributaries, they face many pressures within their fisheries. The Columbia River Intertribal Fish Commission references NNPC on its website, stating salmon runs once had conservative fish counts of 10 to 16 million per year. The Oregon Encyclopedia mentions that, over time, the Corps found that construction of additional dams on the Columbia and its tributaries created new problems for anadromous fish that imperiled their survival as a species. When overfishing and commercial salmon canning began placing additional pressures on these fisheries, regulations for fishing began to be put in place. Move forward a few centuries to today, according to the Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife, management of the river and its fisheries is a responsibility shared by state, federal, and tribal agencies. Thank you for listening.